Okay, just testing to see if we're live here. Okay, just testing to see if we're live. And we are. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. Yep, we're good. We're live. Hey everybody. Gonna go solo today. It's me, Christian, from Pro Wrestling Injection. Zach and Mike cannot, unfortunately, not be with us today for the pre-show for AEW Dynasty, but that's okay. I'm home. I have a lot to say about this card, and we're gonna take you right into the thick of things here, because this show goes on the air at 6:30. It's gonna be an earlier start time for most AEW pay-per-views, which is pretty good because they usually run late. But we're gonna start off here with the 0 hour, and then we're gonna transition into the main show. I'll have predictions from Zach and Mike probably throughout the show, probably near the end. But yeah, it's a very exciting card on paper. I'm just telling the boys to drop their predictions. It's a very, very good card on paper. This is one of the best cards AEW's ever assembled. I think every match here is very, 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 very good. Even in the pre-show, a lot of cool stuff. But we're gonna get into it here. First off, we have the 0 hour matches, which they don't really have. I mean, there's not really a lot of stakes on these matches except for the last one we're gonna talk about. But the first one consists of Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata versus Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty of Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor Promotions has been getting a push as of late on television. They just added Anthony Ogogo into the group. They're not gonna win. They're getting a push, but the push really consists of them being more on television. But I don't think they're gonna win here against Orange and Shibata. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Orange and Shibata here. That seems like a given to me. And I don't know when the order of this match is gonna take place, because the next match we're gonna talk about has direct involvement with the person that Orange Cassidy is feuding with, and that is Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal. Of course, Trent just turned on Orange Cassidy, and they're gonna be feuding. So I don't know if there's gonna be some interference from either or, depending on the order of these two matches. But obviously here, Trent's getting the push right now. He's the one involved in a storyline with Orange Cassidy. So yeah, we're gonna have Trent Beretta go over here over Matt Sydal. I mean, Matt Sydal doesn't really lose anything from losing. He doesn't really win that much anyway. But then the last match on the 0 hour is for the AEW Trios titles, a unification of the AEW and Ring of Honor Trios championships. And so both the titles will be made as one, which is the good decision. They could just have the AEW Trios titles, Trios champions, that is, appear on Ring of Honor pay-per-views every now and then. But this is the right decision to unify the belts and make sure that you don't have redundancy with two Trios belts, that one means more than the other. But we have the Acclaimed versus the Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and the Guns versus Billy Gunn, Daddy S, and Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. And this one is actually a little bit harder to call for me, because literally I could see it going either way. You could have the Acclaim just keep it and do it, continue what they're doing. You could have the Guns and Jay White win them just because, just for added momentum and just to keep it on them. Me personally, I don't want Jay involved in the trio stuff that much longer. He needs to be doing main event big time stuff, because that's who he is, and he's kind of wasting his time doing this trio stuff. So I hope he gets a more meaningful role later, after this is finished. This should be the end of them in the Acclaimed. After tonight, there should be no more of this. But I'm going to go with Bullet Club Gold. I'm going to go with Jay White and the Guns to pick up the victory here, with the assist from the returning Juice Robinson. I think he's healthy enough to come back. He was caught in the background of a backstage segment. Not backstage segment, but a vignette they did from Jay's house. So I think that might have been a tease. So we're going to see how that plays out. I think the best case scenario here is that uh, Bullet Club Gold win and unify the titles, and then Jay basically does the Freebird rule of it, and then gives the belt to Juice, and so the trio is now Juice and the Guns, and then Jay goes off and does more major stuff. I think that would be the best way to go about this. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Bullet Club Gold, but I could see the Acclaim winning as well. And then we get into the main card here, which this is a stacked card, as I've mentioned. Very, very good stuff on this card. And we're going to start out with the FTW title match between Hook and Chris Jericho. These two have been having an issue. Hook has been trying to be nice with Jericho. Jericho's trying to teach him his ways, and Jericho's wants to... Basically, he's been using the learning tree, and he wants to have Hook basically learn from him and learn all his stuff under his learning tree, or the Jericho Vortex. He trademarked those. So we're going to see how this plays out. I think with Taz, I don't think this is the end of this, obviously, because Taz was involved and Jericho pushed Taz, and Hook has a problem with him. I think Jericho is going to leave tonight with the FTW Championship. Hook has already beat Jericho extremely clean. So I don't know why they would have him do it again, but I think Jericho will be winning this FTW title tonight over Hook. I don't know where they're going to go with this, because this is obviously not a finished feud, but we'll see. And I think we're going to see a new version of Jericho. They're promoting Lionheart, but Jericho has been calling himself the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, so I don't know if there's going to be a new version of Jericho, but we'll see. And obviously that's probably the weakest match on the main card, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I got Jericho going over on Hook here. Especially also because Hook said he wants to test his... he didn't say it, but it's been reported that Hook is going to test free agency when his contract is up. I'm not exactly sure when his contract is up, but if he wants to test free agency, it would make sense for them to get the title off of him. I don't know how that's going to play out. That's a discussion for another day, but we'll see how everything goes with this. But I'm going to go with Chris Jericho. Next up, we have the trios match between Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black. This one, to me, as well, is also one of the harder ones to call. The House of Black, obviously, they're the established trio. They've been together for a very long time. They're obviously teasing a TNT title match between Malachi and Adam Copeland. And then on the other end of it, we have Adam Copeland, who's been doing the Cope Open challenges. Mark Briscoe, who just won the Ring of Honor World Title from Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston, who has been a part of this issue with the House of Black, very, very loosely. Mark and Adam Copeland have had the bigger issue, but we'll see. To me, I don't really enjoy when the House of Black loses often, especially in trios matches. But for this, I believe that I'm going to go out on a limb and saying Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe win here, because I do think that Malachi is obviously going to get a TNT title match against Adam Copeland. And Adam Copeland just got the belt, and it would kind of be a little bit soon, but they could do it at Double or Nothing, which is still a ways away. And Copeland could have defenses from every week until that pay-per-view. But I think Malachi Black is way, way past due for a singles title. I mean, the guy barely has singles matches. But I think Malachi should be the one to take the title off Adam Copeland, even though I feel it's a little soon. But yeah, I think they can win this trios match here. They could set something up with Copeland and Adam Copeland and Malachi Black. Maybe the Mist gets involved, and Adam Copeland becomes like the Brood version of himself, because they kind of hinted towards that on Collision. And then they have because obviously with the Brood stuff that Copeland has done, and even the genesis of the Judgment Day in WWE when Copeland started it, and he was like an evil type of supernatural character. I could see them going to do something like that here, and then that's how it plays into pursuing this feud with Malachi. But I think the baby faces are going to win here, and this all leads to Malachi getting a TNT title shot and win over Adam Copeland, probably a double or nothing, which that's a money match too. Next up, we have the AEW TBS title between Willow Nightingale and Julia Hart. This match was also pretty tough call, but I think I'm very safe on where I'm going here. Mercedes is not going to be wrestling until Double or Nothing on May 26th. That much is pretty much evident. And the built-up match has been, obviously they've been building up and teasing her and Julia, but the real match that they've been building up is Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale. Obviously, that Mercedes and Willow had the match in New Japan Strong. Willow was the last opponent she wrestled before she got hurt, and she almost was a career-ending injury. It has a story built into itself already. Obviously, there's Statlander and Stokely's involved. We still don't know who attacked Mercedes. We'll see. It might have been a cover-up. I could see it being Statlander. We have no idea yet, but I believe that's going to be the match, and I think that's why Willow Nightingale will be winning the TBS title tonight. So I believe that Willow Nightingale is going to win this match, and she's earned it. She is way past earned it. She is one of the best women's wrestlers in AEW, and she would be a great TBS champion. She's probably the biggest babyface in the women's division, besides Toni Storm, who's not really even a clear-cut babyface. She's a tweener. And Mercedes, but Mercedes, I don't see Mercedes being a babyface for too much longer. But Willow absolutely earned it. Julia had a great run for herself. I didn't even expect her to have the belt anyway, even when she won it. And the fact that she got this long of a reign was pretty surprising to me. So I think it's time. She's also been dealing with Julia. She's also been dealing with a shoulder injury. She injured on a Rampage match with Layla Hirsch. So I don't know if she's gonna take some time off or they're gonna let that heal because she's a little injured. But I'm gonna go with Willow here to win the TBS title. Next up, we have the AEW International Championship match between Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. This match, to me, is the sleeper match on the card and the one that could steal the show. Even though there's like 4 matches that are like, okay, I don't think anything's going to top this. But this is a sleeper match. I feel like this is going to be a great match. Last night on Rampage, Kyle looked the best he has been since he came back. Like, obviously, he's been gone for 2 years. And so there's going to be a little bit of ring rust. But he looked very comfortable. He looked great in there in that 6-man tag on Collision. I'm on a Rampage, but he looked great in there. And I think him and Roddy, obviously they're friends in real life. They've been together throughout Ring of Honor and NXT and WWE, and now to AEW. I think these two are going to put on a show. I think this is going to be a great match. Kyle just came back. Roddy has only had a couple defenses. It is not time yet for Roddy to drop this international title. Absolutely not. So I'm going to have Roddy going over here. Kyle does not need it. Kyle loses nothing from losing as well because he just came back from a 2-year absence. He's still getting his feet under him, even though he looks really good. But I think this is going to be a really, really good match. So I'm going to go with Roddy here. They're obviously going to keep this going, I think. I think Kyle... Kyle's going to get something eventually, but it's not time yet. He just came back, and Roddy's already has this thing going. And obviously, Wardlow has been instructed by Adam Cole to make sure the Undisputed Kingdom boys keep their titles. So I think that's going to play into this match here. But yeah, Roddy goes over, and I can't wait for this. And next up, we have the AEW Women's World Championship match between Thunder Rosa and Timeless Toni Storm. And this match, I was surprised that it wasn't a triple threat and Deonna Purrazzo wasn't added into this match, but I think she will be involved in this match regardless. She's been a part of the storyline and the feud for the entire go. Obviously, she's not really fond of either woman, so I expect her to get involved in some way in this match. Probably going to be costing Thunder Rosa the title, but I obviously have Toni Storm. I think this is one of the easier matches to call. Toni Storm is absolutely retaining tonight. There is no way, and there is no scenario where they should be taking the title off Toni Storm right now, especially after that promo she cut last night on Collision, which was one of the best women's promos I've ever heard. And it was one of the best, and not one of, was the best women's promo that AEW has had in really, really recent memory. And it is the best promo Toni Storm's ever cut in her career. She was fantastic in that promo. Everybody should go watch it. But Toni Storm's absolutely going to retain this belt. Toni is not losing that belt. I mean, she's at least holding it until Wembley, All In. Obviously, there's a built-in story with Mariah May, and Mariah is obviously from England, and that's the story. They're obviously going to get to a Mariah May Toni Storm match, and you also have the returning Jamie Hayter, who wasn't even on Wembley either last year. So there's a lot of factors at play here, but Toni is absolutely not losing that title. She's way too hot right now as a tweener / heel babyface, and she's way too hot as the women's champion right now. So that's my prediction on that. Toni absolutely retains here. I think this could be a very, very good match as well, because Toni, she's doing the best work of her career right now. And next up, we have our 4 main events, if you ask me. So starting off with the AEW Continental Championship, we have one of the craziest matches that I never knew that I wanted, but now that we're getting it, it's like, Jesus Christ. We have Pac versus Kazuchika Okada, which signed me the fuck up when they started teasing this. I mean, you have two of the best wrestlers on the planet going at it on pay-per-view. No time limit. Not time limit. No commercial restrictions. No nothing. But yeah, we got Okada versus Pac here. This is a very, very cool match. Obviously, I think it's one of the more predictable matches on the card, but I don't think that's bad, because obviously you're getting a Okada versus Pac match that sells the pay-per-view itself. But Okada is absolutely going over. He just won the Continental Championship. Pac just came back. He doesn't really lose anything by losing to Okada, of all people. Okada is one of the top guys in the company. He's one of the best wrestlers alive. So, yeah, I'm going with Okada here. I don't know if there's going to be some shenanigans involved in this match, because obviously this match is going to play into wherever the order is of this card. It's going to play into the match we're going to talk about next. But, yeah, I have Okada going over on Pac here. Next up, we have the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championship ladder match to crown the new tag team champions between the Young Bucks and FTR. Obviously, this is the fourth chapter in the Young Bucks versus FTR feud. These two, in my opinion, are the two greatest tag teams in the world and two of the greatest tag teams of all time. The Young Bucks obviously have been the talk of the town ever since they started this new gimmick of them being the EVPs and playing into what people associate them as online. And obviously FTR and the shenanigans that happened 2 weeks ago with the Punk footage and Jack Perry and the CM Punk and like CM Punk's comments and all that stuff. So that's obviously is the reason that footage was shown, and it's going to play into this match in a big way. I have the Young Bucks going over here. Then that would make them Young Bucks and FTR 2-2 in their career record. I got the Young Bucks going over. They're way too hot right now as a tag team. They're I mean, they're at least top 3, top 5 heels in the company right now. It makes too much sense for them to win. And the way they will win is more predictable than the match itself. Jack Perry, the scapegoat, he will be returning tonight. He will be pushing FTR off those ladders. And if they didn't make that clear enough last night, then I don't know what to tell you. Last night on Collision, they had, after the trios match in the main event, they had in the ring, FTR, Pac, and Daniel Garcia, because obviously Daniel Garcia is associated with FTR. They had 4 guys in the ring, and the Bucks and Okada are outnumbered 3-4. They will get their 4th tonight, and he will be screwing over FTR, and that will be the scapegoat, Jack Perry. He is finished up with New Japan. He's going to be returning tonight. He's going to be joining the Elite, and that's why they showed the Punk footage in the first place, to get him back. That's why he had the match in Windy City Riot, which was also a coincidence. But that's where we're going here. That's blatantly obvious. But I can't wait for it, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see, because Jack, I mean, he's a bigger star walking back in than he was when he got suspended. And we haven't seen him in AEW since Wembley. So very, very excited for this ladder match. And because obviously Young Bucks, if you ever watched the Young Bucks ladder match, they are fucking nuts in ladder matches. Even back to Ring of Honor, the ones they've done in AEW. But yeah, very, very excited for this match. Next up, we have my dream match, one of my 2 dream matches. I only ever have made 2 dream matches, because I don't really like the dream match stuff, because you could call any match a dream match depending on who you are. It's very subjective. But I've only had 2 in my life that I've had really a vested interest in seeing. One of which is Shingo Takagi versus Kenny Omega, and the other one is Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. This is the match I am most excited for tonight. Ospreay has barely been in AEW as a full-time guy, and they already pulled the trigger on him and Danielson. Obviously, Danielson is having his final run as an active in-ring performer, not a part-timer this year, so you got to get this match done. But I am so excited for this match. This is the match I believe will be the match of the night. This could very well be the match of the year, which is funny because we were talking the same way about Ospreay and Takeshita at Revolution, which that was the match of the year. And I feel that same way with this match. This could be the match. This could be one of the best matches ever. You have the best American wrestler probably of all time versus the best British wrestler probably of all time. I know that's going to ruffle feathers, and that's subjective, but that's how I view it. These two are going to go out there. Bryan has already been hyping this up and saying he's going to leave nothing out there. He's going to leave nothing on the table. You're going to get like the full-blooded American Dragon, and this match is going to be absolutely fucking insanity. This is going to be madness tonight. So I can't wait. I have Will Ospreay going over. He's the new guy. He's definitely going to be challenging for the world title at Wembley. So I have Ospreay going over here, but this, Lord have mercy. This match, when this was announced, I couldn't be more excited. I am very, very excited for this. These two have the possibility of going out there and making a classic that we've never seen before. So very excited for this match, as I've said a million times already. But yeah, Ospreay versus Danielson could be your match of the year. So, well, let's see. But next up, we have the main event of AEW Dynasty, which is very, very good. Obviously, in any other show, with any other situation, I probably would say, hey, Bryan and Ospreay should go on last. But this is absolutely the right match to go on last. It's the world title match, AEW World Championship between Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland. This absolutely had to be the main event because these Swerve, Joe, and Hangman didn't main event at Revolution, obviously because of Sting's retirement. But this is time. This is the time. Joe, I wish he had a longer run, but it's been long enough to the point where I was like, oh, okay, it was a really, really good, short but sweet run. It is absolutely time. Swerve Strickland needs to win the AEW World Championship tonight. It is time. The fans are ready to embrace him as the AEW World Champion. He's so over. He's one of the top baby faces in the company. He's ready. When he came into the company at Revolution 2021, I believe it was 2020, AEW Revolution 2021. Yeah. Actually, was it? 2022. That is. Yes, sorry. AEW Revolution 2022, when Swerve came into the company, because I was already a big fan of him from when he was in NXT. I'm like, this guy could be doing much more, and then they cut him. But when he came in, I said verbatim on this show, this guy will be a world champion one day. I don't know where, I don't know when, but he will be. And that night is tonight. Swerve will be winning the AEW World Championship, and it needs to happen. He's ready. The crowd has fully embraced him as the top babyface right now. He's going to have a great run. I don't know if he's going to lose it to Ospreay at Wembley. But Swerve absolutely needs to win the title. If that makes it obvious enough, I'm going with Swerve Strickland to win the world title tonight. This is going to be obviously another great match. You have two killers in there with Swerve and Joe. But tonight is the night. You got to do it. Swerve Strickland wins the AEW World Championship. And Nana gets to dance. Everybody is happy. And we'll see where his title reign goes from there. But I couldn't be more happier for the guy if he does win tonight, which he should. He has worked his ass off. He's gotten over organically. And he's been one of the best parts about AEW for a very long time, and one of the best in the ring in AEW in a very long time. I've watched this guy go from lower mid-carder, cruiserweight, to upper mid-carder, to being thrown out like a sack of shit in WWE because they didn't know how to use him at the time, because that was like the end of the Vince McMahon era booking, to AEW, to him having a unlikely great tag team with Keith Lee, all the way up to his heel turn, the Mogul Embassy, his partnership with Prince Nana, Brian Cage, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan, and then his change into a babyface, basically with a double turn with the Hangman storyline and the Hangman feud with that unbelievable death match that those two had at Full Gear, and then the triple threat match with him, Hangman, and Joe at the last pay-per-view Revolution. But tonight is the night. Swerve Strickland will be your new AEW World Champion. Very, very excited for this show. I got the boys' predictions right here. Zach is going to be going with... he's going to be going with the Bullet Club Gold to win the Trios belts. Trent Beretta to win the 0 Hour match against Seidel. He's going with Shane Taylor Promotions to win this match. He's going with Hook to beat Jericho. He's going with the House of Black to beat Copeland, Kingston, and Mark Briscoe. He's going with Willow Nightingale to win the TBS title. He's going with Toni Storm to retain the Women's Championship. He's going with Kyle O'Reilly to win the International Championship. And he's going with the Young Bucks to win the Tag Championships. He's going with, for the Okada did he say Okada? Let me see. Yeah, I believe he said Okada to win the Continental Championship. He has, Will Ospreay to win the match against Bryan Danielson. He has Swerve to win the main event for the AEW World Championship. He also adds that the Motor City Machine Guns come out to help FTR after the Bucks win with the help of Jack. I was going to mention the Motor City Machine Guns. I expected him to debut on the show, but there was a post made earlier today that they're actually in a... I don't know if this could be a smoke screen, but they're at a indie in Canada right now, and that post was made like 15 minutes ago, so I don't think they're going to be on the show, but we'll see. Mike has, for this match, he has Orange Cassidy and Shibata. He has Trent, and he has Bullet Club Gold. He has Hook. He has the House of Black. He's got Willow. He's got Tony. He's got Roddy. He's got Okada. He's got the Young Bucks. He's got Will Ospreay, and he has Swerve. So those are Zach and Mike's predictions. I'll just run through mine again. I have Orange Cassidy and Katsuhiro Shibata. I have Trent Beretta. I have Bullet Club Gold. I have Chris Jericho. I have Copeland, Kingston, and Briscoe. I have Willow Nightingale, Toni Storm, Roderick Strong, Kazuchika Okada, the Young Bucks, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland. But anyway, Enjoy the show tonight, guys. It's gonna be a very, very fun one. The card looks amazing. It looks stacked. Enjoy the show. Can't wait for this one, and we'll see you. Mike will definitely be here for the post show. We don't know about Zach yet, but join us on the post show right here on the Pro Wrestling